digital man's world, the selfish free market player defames the non-profit NGO executive, and vice versa. The fanatical socialist defames the classical capitalist. That this is pure nonsense, after all, has impressively been demonstrated by a woman called Roxana Jaffer. She achieved enormous success in both worlds, as a CEO of the Sovereign Hotels and as a founder of the NGO Advent for Building Human Capital.
For a Jaffer with so many balls in the air, automatically a next objective comes up, staying on the top. Let's welcome on the stage Roxana.
Thank you so much. You make it sound really a big mammoth task of trying, yes, it's me, trying to juggle both lives. But I'm going to tell you how simple it can be. Okay, we looked at all the road bumps just now for your personal life, and to be able to be making it easy, I'm going to try and do this for people who are in business, to take what you want from it, and so therefore you stay on the top. Now, I don't know whether there's very many entrepreneurs, but I assume that I would be addressing a lot more entrepreneurs and who are budding and who want to get to the top. So I'm going to try and see if I can change my line. I'm not going to talk about the NGO, although it's a big passion subject for me right now, especially since I've just received funding, and I'm going to be taking it to a bigger picture of what we do, which is giving education to the youth who are out of a job to be able to find a job. So, but right now I'm going to talk about how I reached where I am and how I have remained, I think, that I have at the top. I'm going to be giving you 8 small little tips which I call mantra. My first one is, when I was a young child, I would look into the mirror and I would say, "Who's that beautiful girl looking at you?" And I'd get no answer. I'd ask again, "Who is that beautiful girl looking at you?" I'd get no answer. Slowly, it dawned on me that I thought I was beautiful. That's it, Kalas, I am beautiful. Then I changed it to say, "I believe in me." Do you think I believe in me? Again, no answer. The next thing would be, "Do you believe in me?" Got no answer. This morning, I did the same thing. Went to the mirror and I said, "Do you think I'll be able to talk to this wonderful group here?" I got no answer. But I walked out in confidence because I know that I can achieve anything. I can do anything. I can be anything. And I know I can achieve anything. This is my first mantra that you must take on board as budding entrepreneurs. That you believe in yourself to be able to do something else. My second mantra, I spoke to Kulu before I did, and she said, "You know what, just give your life experiences." And I was thinking to myself, you know what, 35 years of business in 10 minutes? How am I going to do that? Anyway, so I pinpointed a few. So I'm going to start at when I was 16. I started, because remember I thought I was beautiful. I started bunking school whilst doing O-levels and started to go and model at fashion shows. Why? Because I had this lady who empowered me. She was beautiful, good looking, everything that I felt I wasn't, and I wanted to be like her. And I started to model. Wasn't long before my father found out. He says, "What are you doing? It's not for us. We don't model. We cannot be on stage." So before I knew it, finished my O-levels, and hey presto, I'm sent to the UK to do accountancy. Boring accountancy. I'm sorry to say for those who are accountants, but anyway, I had to go through with it. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, use this as a second mantra. Model yourself on a role model. Very important. I wish that many years ago I had the internet and access to be able to research and find somebody that I thought I wanted to be like. Perhaps somebody like Tory Burch. I would have perhaps by now had my name on all your shoes. Or Ariana Huffington. Or Her Highness Reem Williams after the Expo 2020. These are the women you should be looking at and seeing how they have picked themselves up after the accidents they've had. We heard a lot of stories about women who have been married, who have had children, and yet look only 30 and are ready to go. So let's look at all of them and make them your role model. So that would be my second mantra. I'm going to go very fast and run to the 8 that we can do. The third one is to focus on excellence, not success. Okay, I am now in England. I'm just finishing my accountancy. I start working as an accounts clerk, and then I go into an asset ledger department, and then I build myself up to becoming a financial assistant to the main man. Why? Because I believed in myself. I knew I could talk. And yet, I have been sent to the UK where I had to face, at that time it was called sex discrimination, now we try and say gender equality, but I also had to face color prejudice. I was a female, a brown female in a white man's world. Anyway, the gift of the gab, my stronghold, my confidence, I managed to become a director with Dunkin' Donuts. Big company, and I was trembling. I did not know how I was going to manage. In the end, I was very happy because Dunkin' Donuts sold their rights to an Englishman when they left at that time, to Brian Perry, who was British, and who believed in my acumen. He believed in my confidence. He believed that this young, white, brown girl would do him good. And I became his financial consultant and his assistant. And with him, I was propelled into being an entrepreneur. Within no time, I am running a donut company of my own, producing 14,000 donuts a night, delivering to places like Harrods and Selfridges, etc., etc. The point is, how did I do that? And when I was focusing on success, I was all over the map. I was not able to be at one spot at all because I want to be successful. I want to belong to this group. I want to belong here. It didn't work. As soon as I changed and started to focus on excellence, success just came. So please, whatever you do, make sure you do the best of what your business is. Once you're there, and it could be even family life, focus on excellence, not success. I was speaking to this lady, Sama sitting next to me, and she says, you know, we have this issue that we want to be perhaps successful. We have an issue because, you know, you're told not to work and told not to be able to do two things together, something like that. And then what I said to her was, but you know, God has great faith in us as women because we are the ones who produce the children for the next generation. God does not check whether we are going to be able to manage to do so or not. And without fail, the sixth sense comes in, the innate sense comes in, and we do not need to read a lot of books, but we are able to look after the children. Why? We want to focus on being excellent mothers. Not successful mothers, excellent mothers. So when you give birth to your business, it's just like being a mother. Focus on excellence, and your business will be a success. These are 2 or 3 mantras that I have worked with all my life without fail. So I hope I'm not boring anybody, and I can see people writing, so I think therefore I must be touching a small, a little nerve somewhere. Thank you. Let's go to the next one. Very, very important. When we think that we can achieve anything on our own, you cannot. Teamwork is very important. You need to make sure that you are surrounded by people who believe in you, believe in your vision. You must make sure that they come with you and they will be able to drive you forward. I have found that at any time when I don't know much, I find somebody that is able to help me and I put my trust in them. So for instance, when we pick up a cup of coffee, I see a lot of cups of the coffee, we pick it up with a thumb and a forefinger. The idea is not that we use both of these. The idea is that the thumb has put the trust in the forefinger to know it will do the right thing. And the forefinger knows and has put trust in the thumb so that therefore you are not going to spill anything out of the cup. So when you have a team, trust them. Share things with them, give them their credit where it's due, and therefore they will bring you and catapult you into success. Now, what happens after I become this donut queen, as I was called in London? I had another business as well, I sold them, and then 15 years hence, I was asked to come to Dubai to join my husband. Fine, it was great, it's a challenge. I had my mantra, I believe in me, I knew I would do something. I would be able to make a success of what I'm doing, and lo and behold, I had 2 building projects were given to me to finish. With the building projects, I had, I think, about 9 restaurants and 2 nightclubs. So I became a multi-entrepreneur rather than a singular one. How was I going to be able to manage when I'm an accountant? Don't forget, I have no experience in building, no experience in profiling restaurants, F&B, or anything to do with color and interior design. I knew that I needed to check myself. Self-awareness. See what is lacking in you. Be honest. Look at yourself and say, yes, I believe in myself, I have the gift of the gab, but I know I can fool myself, but I must not fool myself all the time. And this is a very important mantra. Once you know, what did I do? I found people in that team who made my incomplete self complete. So when I knew that I'm not very good on selling, I found a director of sales who was brilliant. I knew I'm a very good accountant, but I found a better accountant who was able to do the budgeting better than I was. And I was not shy or embarrassed to say that. That's the thing when we say we have to learn about self-awareness. Today, my salesmanship still sucks. My IT skills are below par, and I'm a sore loser. But you know something? I have a team who is brilliant and who props me up. And I don't mind sharing my success as being their success, because when they're successful, I'm successful. So, we've gone through awareness, laughing at your inadequacies. Learn to laugh at yourself. Learn to say, I don't know what to do, and I need somebody to help me. This is the only way my weakness will become whole, and I can do something better, and therefore then I believe in me will stay with me all the time. My second last is with all what I do. I run. I'm a CEO of a hotel organization which is hotels here in Dubai and in Tanzania. I run an NGO. Why? It gives me happiness. Because we are all given only 86,400 seconds a day to actualize your potential. I don't want to waste that time. In that time, I want to do something not just for money and filling up my stomach, but something else that can help me. By able to give, through my NGO, helping so many people find a job, brings me immense happiness. Much more happiness than standing here and being that CEO and driving through with an BMW. What I see is when I have people who come running to me, and they're on top of the rooftops, and they say, Madam, through your NGO ABC, I'm now a business entrepreneur. He had no chance before. And that is what I'm saying I love doing. So when I work, let's learn to work smart, not just hard. See what else gives you the pleasure of doing what you're doing. Don't forget, we talked to all these health specialists before we heard them. Don't forget to put time for yourself. I meditate from 4 to 5 in the morning every day. The ladies talked about meditation, but they forgot to give us the timing. From 4 to 5 in my books, and most religions will say that is the auspicious time, which is able to, when you are able to connect here to this gland that she was talking about. So I meditate in the morning. I live not so far from the beach. I walk half an hour to an hour on the beach. So I'm looking after my body and my soul. Gives me renewed energy. I'm also over 60, and I'm proud to say that. And I feel 30, and I've got more energy to give than most youngsters. So, and working smart, not hard. The best one for me is when, being a woman, you can be very sensitive. And women don't like women who are successful. I'm sorry to say, but this is what it is. Oh, she does not know how to make this, I don't know, goat's curry and whatever. She just goes out and gives lectures. You know, this is what I hear my mother will say, or somebody else will say. I mean, I don't know how many of you know this, but it's rule of life. Because, you know, we talk about gender equality. It's okay, men are being out there telling us the women should be as good as us. But women themselves don't like us being better than them. This is the big problem that I find. So what do? I say hello, yes, thank you, and I'm very happy that you know how to make that goat curry. I'm going to come and learn from you. Thank you, let me know when. But I tell you what, why don't you come to my presentation, learn something from me, so we can do. She becomes my mouthpiece talking about, you know, what she does is fantastic. And I've been able to achieve and make her a friend. Along the way, there are still toxic women who will talk, blah, 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 whatever. As women, what you need to do, don't spoil relations. Keep them as friends. What you do when you hear no claps from them for the accolades and the awards, etc., that you are getting, drop them. I have found that when I find people not clapping for me, and I don't want my ego being built, because I know I believe in myself. I already have that. But I don't want people to de-ego me. So when I just drop them. So when you don't hear the claps, drop them. These are my 8 mantras. I hope they were worthy of you to take down notes and hopefully put them in your life. I'm going to just leave you with one little line here, which says, it's not what's outside that's important. It's not that Gucci and the handbag. It's what's inside that's going to keep you at the top. Thank you so much.